At 3:17 a.m., billionaire Victor Kane woke up screaming in pure terror. His heart pounded violently against his chest. Cold sweat covered his body. It wasn't a thief. It wasn't bankruptcy. It wasn't losing his empire. He had more money than most people could ever dream of. But the nightmare had come back, darker and heavier than before. He was standing completely alone in a freezing cemetery. Heavy rain hammered down like the heavens were angry. Lightning revealed a black marble tombstone with his name carved on it, Victor Kane. Below it, one sentence that destroyed him. He spent his entire life making money, but he never built a real life. The mysterious key. The next morning, a pitch-black envelope with no sender appeared at his penthouse. Inside was an old wooden box and a single brass key. The note read only 7 chilling words. This key opens something money can never buy. Victor laughed arrogantly at first. In his world, money could buy anything: power, people, even respect. But that night, sleep refused to come. A dangerous mix of curiosity and doubt began eating him from within. Endless hunger. Victor was not born with silver spoons. He crawled out of hell. A broken apartment in Chicago, an alcoholic father, a depressed mother, constant hunger and humiliation. As a boy, he made a brutal vow: I will never live like this. That vow gave him power, then it consumed him. By 30, he became a millionaire. By 35, 10 times richer. By 40, hundreds of millions. By 45, he ruled a vast empire. Yet every victory felt more empty than the last. Joy faded faster and faster, from hours to minutes to nothing. He kept running. Not for success anymore, but because stopping meant returning to the weak boy he despised. The real enemy. One day, an old investor looked him in the eyes and said, "Victor, something very dark lives inside you." Victor smirked. "I call it discipline." The old man replied coldly, "No, that is the Trump inside you." A voice that never rests. A voice that screams forever, more, more, more. More deals, more wins, more money. It is greed pretending to be ambition. Victor laughed and left, but those words haunted him forever. He had finally been introduced to his true enemy. The real cost success always collects its debt. His wife left first. She packed her bags and said with pain in her voice, "You stopped living with me long ago. You live with your empire now." His daughter slowly disappeared. No more calls, no more messages, no more dad. His friends vanished one by one. They got tired of competing with his absence. Everyone he cared about left. Victor kept telling himself, "I'm doing this for my family." But it was a lie. He was only feeding the monster inside him. The moment of truth. Then his own body betrayed him. A brutal heart attack brought him to the edge of death. In that hospital bed, Victor had nothing: no power, no control, no deals, only silence and crushing fear. An old nurse sat beside him and asked softly, "Do you know what dying people regret the most?" Not their cars, not their mansions, not their wealth or fame. They regret the time they didn't spend with their children. They regret choosing work over love. They regret never truly living. She looked him deep in the eyes and said, "No one on their deathbed has ever whispered, 'I wish I had worked more.'" That night, the great Victor Kane cried like a broken child. The first step. After leaving the hospital, something inside him had cracked open. He picked up the key again. He called his daughter. She hung up twice. On the third call, she answered coldly, "What do you want?" Victor's voice broke as he spoke. "I want nothing, sweetheart. I just called to say I'm sorry and that I love you." Silence. Then he heard her crying. In that moment, Victor didn't try to win or negotiate. He simply showed up as a fat, the slow death of the monster. In the months that followed, Victor started to change. He began rejecting deals that once consumed him. His empire didn't fall. It finally found peace. Slowly, he started feeling alive again. Real conversations, quiet walks, mornings without pressure. The voice inside, that greedy Trump, grew weaker every single day. Every time he chose presence over greed, the monster died a little more. The final awakening one. Cold winter night, Victor stood in his empty penthouse overlooking the shining city. He opened the wooden box for the last time. It was completely empty. No treasure, no secrets, nothing. In that profound silence, the truth hit him like lightning. The key was never meant to open any door in the outside world. It was always meant to open him. All those years chasing more money and more power, he had been destroying the only thing that mattered, his own life. Victor smiled, a real, peaceful, genuine smile. He finally understood the most important truth in life. The only thing money can never buy is a life that was truly, deeply, and fully lived. Final message. The most dangerous enemy you will ever face is not outside you. Not outside you. It is not your competitors, not the economy, not failure. It is the Trump inside you. That ruthless voice that calls greed ambition. The voice that builds massive empires but destroys families and peace. The voice that takes you to the top of the world, then leaves you utterly alone. As long as you feed this voice, you will stay its prisoner, no matter how rich you become. But the moment you stand tall and say with all your power, enough. That is the exact moment you become free. You don't win at life by having everything. You win at life the day you finally understand that enough is enough. Don't be greedy.